Eating when I'm not hungry. So I've been on a keto diet for about 7 months now. I've lost 2 stone, 10 kilos roughly, over that time period, and generally I'm also fasting for about 12 to 14 hours a day, and I've got quite used to it. So what I want to do is make sure that I'm not eating, or I'm not eating when I am not hungry. However, I walked into the kitchen this morning and I really fancied something to eat, so I want to know what's going on. And again, I can micromanage these needs using these self-hypnosis techniques, or mind management techniques as I call them. So let's go in straight away. We're going to check in with my subconscious. This is my yes finger. This is my no finger. Oh, and there it goes. Okay, there you go. So we're going to check in on the intensity of this particular feeling. My need to eat. Need to eat. So if 10 is a really powerful feeling, the most powerful feeling I could imagine, and 0 is I have no need to eat at this moment, is my need to eat currently greater than 5, 6? It's about a 6. So we're going to now check in to find out exactly when this need was created. How old was I when this very first thought took place that set me on the very first step, that took me down the path and then down the road to this need to eat that I'm currently experiencing at the moment, level 6. So let's check into my age. I'm currently 60 at the moment. So was I under the age of 60 when his very first thought occurred? Under the age of 50, we'll go down 10 years. Under the age of 40, keep going down 10 years. Under the age of 30, another 10 years. Under the age of 20, another 10 years. And under the age of 10, so I was over the age of 10. Over the age of 11, was I 11 years old? Well, oh, powerful feeling. I don't know if you see that. So that's a very powerful yes. So my 11-year-old part of me, very strong there. So we're going to check to make sure that the 11-year-old had ever experienced a feeling of this need to eat before this particular age. Make sure we're dealing with the initial event at the root of my need to eat, level 6 out of 10. So how old was the 11-year-old when his very first thought took place that set him on the steps down the path, down the road to the creation of his need to eat at that time, even when he's not hungry? So was he under the age of 11? We're getting some twitching going on, a bit of thoughts going on here. So it's going to wait for a while. Oh, there we go. Under the age of 11. We're going to go down under the age of 10, under the age of 9. We'll go down 1 year at a time. Under the age of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So we got down to the age of 4. Was this the very first time the 4-year-old had ever had thoughts, feelings or emotions like this that were making him need to eat, level 6 out of 10, even when he's not hungry? Was this the first time he'd ever had feelings like this? Had he ever had feelings like this before? So we may have got to an initial event, never guarantee, but we're just assuming at this stage, because the only thing we can actually guarantee is when we get results. And when we get results, you can look back and say, yes, this was definitely the issue. So let's look at that 4-year-old. Now what I'm going to do to give the 4-year-old a perspective of where we are today, and to give him an understanding of my knowledge today about food and diet, we do a core rescue. We bring the 4-year-old to this current time right now. So I ask my 60-year-old to travel all the way back in time and rescue the 4-year-old, and then bring him all the way back again to this current time. So we're travelling all the way back in time. Now, as soon as I ask him to do that, I get a yawn, because my subconscious is already processing this, and I made sure that years ago that whenever there's a change, I yawn, so I know there's an emotional change, and also the emotional change is released through a yawn and not through a headache or stomach ache or neck stress. It's a very gentle way of releasing negative emotions. So We've rescued the 4-year-old. Is he now with me today? Give him a big hug and a kiss and hold him close like a younger brother. Or maybe a son, because I do have my own son. So as a kind of 4-year-old accept out my love? Has he accepted my love? So we're now talking to the 4-year-old. He's talking back through my fingers, and I'm talking to my own subconscious, my current self today, all through the same connection, you might say. So it's a 4-year-old feeling safe, happy, secure and loved. Or I can feel another yawn. Okay. Well, so he's feeling safe, secure and loved. And now all we want to do is find out if we can pass him all my knowledge today about food, diet and the keto diet and eating, and only eating when you actually want, hungry, not eating just because you're supposed to eat. Okay. Well, again, that was a change taking place. I have no idea precisely what was taking place because I can't measure it until I ask the questions. So if the 4-year-old's need to eat when we first arrived was, say, level 10, which is when we started, and 0 is when his need to eat has gone, does his need to eat when he's not hungry, is it now less than 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? It's gone. So that yawning was all about something happening in the background between my current knowledge and my 4-year-old understanding that I don't need to eat when I'm not hungry. Another change taking place. I don't know what's happening there. So let's check in. So that was a yawn. Was this just letting go of the need to eat even more? Okay, so let's go forward and do a double check. It's the 4-year-old. Does he need to eat? If 10 is I really need to eat, and 0 is I only eat when I'm actually hungry, when I feel I really need to eat, is 0. Does the 4-year-old need to eat when he is not hungry? Does he need to eat a little bit? Has he let it go? Okay, so we've let it go. Is there anything else bothering the 4-year-old? No. Well, that yawn was actually to do with taking all the changes all the way up to today. So all the changes are not of eating when I'm not hungry, taking the changes up today. Yeah, when I reach today, my yes finger will rise, what it already did, and the changes taken place today. Yes, it's happened in the background because I've done this quite a number of times in different, using these techniques, and my subconscious sort of knows the process automatically. So we rescued him and made the changes, and those changes were taken all the way back through time up to date, like going through thousands and thousands of different thought processes through time until I get to today, and it hits me today like a big yawn. Oh, here it goes again. So just processing that, changing through my belief systems. I need to eat even when I'm not hungry. Has it now flowed through the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to today? This has already happened. It was indicated by that yawn as I was moving my finger up that arrow. My subconscious was already processing the thoughts. Okay, so let's do a check-in with my current need to eat today. If my need to eat started at 6, 10 is my worst, and 0 is I do not need to eat when I'm not hungry. So, do I need to eat when I'm not hungry? Is it still greater than 1, 2, 3, 4? 4. It's dropped from a 6 down to a 4. So we've had a chunk dropped off, but it's still there. So what I'm going to do, I draw a line under this here and carry on. So we do the same process again. Yeah, current age is 60, and we're going to go all the way down and track down the root of that that need to eat, which is now level 4. So we're going to ask the same question again. An incident happened, or the very first in a series of events took place that said, oh God, happened already. Excuse me. I don't even need to go to the age there. I don't know. Was I under the age of 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 8? Was 8? I was 8. I was 8. So I'm going to the 8-year-old. Was this the very first time the 8-year-old ever had thoughts, feelings, emotions like this, making my need to eat even when I'm not hungry? No, so it's happened before. So I was under the age of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 months. I was around 6 months old. This is a very young age, 6 months. So what was going on? 6 months old. Yeah, very young age. So let's find out what's going on at the age of 6 months. What we want to do is rescue the 6-month-old. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go all the way back to the 6-month-old, rescue him and bring him all the way back to the current place. Okay, so your older self is travelling all the way back in time. Rescue the 6-month-old, bend down, pick him up, give him a big hug, hold him in my arms, make sure he's warm and safe, send him all my love. And now the 6-month-old, is he here? Is he safe, loved, secure? Can he accept my love? But now, most of all, can he accept my knowledge and understanding, everything to do with food, eating, not eating, and everything to do with food. Right, now, was his need to eat 10? His need to eat, and 0 is I don't need to eat when I'm not hungry. Does he still need to eat greater than 1? Has it gone? When did it go? Just when I rescued him? Oh, yeah. What was that? Was that just to change all the way up to today? So we've rescued him, we've got it down to 1, and already my subconscious is making the changes all the way up today through the 6-month-old, 7th, 8th, 9th. So why did he need to eat when he was not hungry? Was he being fed when he wasn't hungry? I don't know if you can see that from the side, but that is a really powerful lift. It's a really powerful, when I asked it again, was he being fed when he wasn't hungry? Wow, and that's a really strong, I can really feel that pulling on my finger. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so interesting. Right, so that's really strong. And have you let it go now? Does the 6-month-old now use the knowledge I have today to interpret the events at the time and see it from this new perspective? Does he need to eat? No. So let's go back and check. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit fuzzy at the moment. I'm just making some changes here. There's more happening. An awful lot of yawning goes on in these videos, so you just have to get used to seeing my throat. I'll try to turn my head when I'm yawning. Right, so let's carry on. So 6 months old. Okay. So is there what we just released then? Was it connected with the 6-month-old still? Something to do? Yeah. As you let it go all the way up. Okay. So the 6-month-old, his need to eat is now 0. So we check in with the 8-year-old. Has the 8-year-old changed now? Is his need to eat still greater than 1? No, is it 0? So his need to eat when not hungry is the question. And we have to make sure that the question is always clear, because your subconscious could lose track and not be aware of what we're actually tracking down. So as the 8, 9, 10, we're releasing all the way through. I yawn when there's an emotional change. When there's an emotional change to something, I yawn, and that's what I'm getting at the moment. The size of a yawn can vary with the size of the emotion. That was quite a nice release. So I was under a lot of pressure to eat, even when I wasn't hungry. I was 6 months old, and that's what I'm releasing. My mother, bless her cotton socks, was brought up during the Second World War, and rationing was taking place even to the time when she was in her late teens and early 20s. So eating and making sure your baby was well fed and fat and bouncing was a security thing with post-war people, and this is something I've come across many times from clients and as well as myself. And so it caused mums to overfeed their babies, and thus I end up with these issues. But I mean, I've obviously dealt with most of them, because I've now lost, as I said, 2 stone since I caught COVID and put all my weight on. and I've now lost it again. So, but also, you know, I'm fighting against these underlying belief systems that were built into me at the age of 6 months, 8 years old, 4-year-old and 11. I'm fighting those on a subconscious level, and so that my need to eat all the time, even when I'm not hungry, is still, you know, still sitting there, because, as I said before, we start eating from the age of 3 months, as soon as we come off of a liquid meal, and our relationships with food are complicated. So nothing's straightforward. So I'm just checking through here. So let's go through, draw a line, and do a check through again. So general need to eat, all the changes taking place up to today through the 6-month-old, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, another yawn happening. Okay. Pardon me. So I've let go of that. All right. Okay. So anything else? No. I'm gonna let it go. Yeah. Good. So let's have a look at this. I'm now going to check in with my current self, which was 4 when we last checked in. So we're going to do 0 to 10. Well, 10. We got 4 before. So my need to eat when I am not hungry. Walk into the kitchen, and even though I'm not hungry, I'm being triggered. You know, kitchen always makes you think about food. My need to eat, is it still greater than 1, 2? It's 2. So I've dropped down from a 4 down to a 2. Still hanging around. Not, it's going down from 6 to 4, 4. It's not always that regular. Things, it just happens to be this time. So we're going to do another check-in. So I'm 60 today. How old? An incident happened, or the very first in a series of events took place that set Richard on the very first step, talking to me in the third person, so I remain emotionally detached. Set me down the path, down the road. Set Richard down the path, down the road. I said me, didn't I? Said Richard down the path, down the road. The very first step down the path to the creation of the need to eat level 2. Oh, I'm yawning already. I've already got that. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. So yawning makes your nose run a bit. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I missed the bin. Anyway, so let's carry on. So need to eat. Oh, I lose track. Luckily, it's all written down here. So was I under the age of 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 9? I was 9 years old. So we check into the 9-year-old. Was this the very first time the 9-year-old ever had thoughts, feelings and emotions like this? Well, and again, a very powerful reaction happening there. You can see from the side, it really pulling. I can feel the pull on the underside of my hand. It's really pulling. The 9-year-old really saying, yeah. Oh, hang on, another yawn. Pardon me. God. Right, okay, so we were talking to the 9-year-old. So when we first entered the stage of the 9-year-old a few seconds ago, we just touched upon him. If 10 was the first feeling of I need to eat when I'm not hungry, it was 10. As that yawn indicated, there's been a drop already. As it now dropped from 10 down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's a 5. We haven't got rid of it all, so we still need to negotiate with the 9-year-old. So can we rescue the 9-year-old? So we're going to go all the way back, rescue the 9-year-old, and go all the way back in time, rescue 9, bring him back to today. And when he's today, your always finger can rise. Oh, here we go. He's rescued. So love. Pardon me, love, security, and feel that peace. Oh, a bit of a shake there through my body. Yeah, so I didn't feel any emotions, but I'm definitely feeling changes as a release to something there. So, where are we? The 9-year-old, yeah. So we've rescued the 9-year-old. Is he safe, loved, like a younger son or brother? Yeah. Is anyone I love? Can he accept my love? Does he feel safe, secure? Yeah. Okay, so I won't go into the rescue in this video. I'll go into it at a deeper level at some point, but I'll talk about the rescue and how it works, why it works, and how it is done in far more detail, because when I'm training, I teach people this technique with advanced mind management. Okay, so where was I? We're rescuing the 9-year-old. So he's been rescued. Is he safe, secure and loved? Right. Can he now receive all my knowledge about diet and about eating and the keto diet and everything I've learnt? Can the 9-year-old accept everything? Oh, here we go, chat again. Received. Oh God. Oh me. Okay, there was a big change there. He's accepted the knowledge. And accepting knowledge, has he already automatically reduced that need to eat when he's not hungry? Yeah. He understands. Okay, is there anything else bothering him? Was this again connected with his mother being overzealous in making sure he ate everything on his plate? We're getting a very strong reaction again here. Very strong. So I don't know if you see that. But my mother, yeah, very much a fooditarian, wants shoving food into their kids whether they like it or not. So she's a very lovely mother, just really needed her children to be well fed to make her feel happy and secure post-war reactions. So we're looking at that. Where are we now? Right, can you now reduce, has he now reduced it from a level 5? Is it now less than 5? 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. It's gone. Oh, here we go, another yawn. Can you make all those changes flow for the 9-year-old? 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12, 13, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. I'm getting mixed up with the numbers a bit, and I'm not always counting up in exactly the same way, because when I'm in a state, I do get a little bit fuzzy because I'm entering an altered state a little bit, and so that's why writing everything down is important to keep track of where you are. And again, I go into detail about this during my course and how all that works. So let's go into reducing that, and I will try and do some more videos about this and about those reactions if I get a chance. So releasing that change all the way up to today. Have you released up from the age of up to 60? Okay, so that need to eat. Can you now, as a 6-year-old, processed it? Yeah. So if 10 was when we started and 0 is when it's gone, the need to eat when I am not hungry, is it still greater than 1? Is it 0? Well, I don't know if you saw that. That's a result. So that's good. I don't know how long it's taken. So hopefully about what was it, 12-15 minutes? Oh yeah, 23 minutes actually from beginning to end. I just saw the counter in the corner. Not used to using this software yet. So that's done. So eating when not hungry. We'll see how I go in future and how the effects of me walking into the kitchen when I'm not eating, because I'm not eating from early in the morning to about 11:30, 12 o'clock midday, due to my I'm changing my way my body works and making sure that I go on these intermittent fasts every 24 hours for about 14 hours or so. Maybe I'm aiming for 16 hours. Any questions, put them in the notes underneath and I'll do my best to answer them if I can. Also more information about me on my website, rbhyp.com. Thank you very much.